We celebrate today the feast of the Holy Innocents. The massacre or slaughter of the innocents is a theme mentioned only by the Gospel of Matthew. No other evangelist tells us about this incident which frightened Herod the Great so much when he heard about a new king, the king of the Jews, from the Magi, the wise men who had come to worship the child. Herod could not accept that there would be another king. Herod could not accept that there would be another ruler. And so, in order to prevent his own kingdom, in order to prevent his own authority, in order to ensure that his authority would not be usurped by any other king, he had all the male children under 2 years of age massacred. Herod would take no chances. Herod would leave nothing to chance and would ensure that no matter who that child was, it would be killed when he killed all the children under 2 years of age. Herod represents that kingdom of darkness, and the Lord represents the kingdom of light. Today, 2,000 years later, there is still this fight between the kingdom of darkness on the one hand and the kingdom of light on the other. The kingdom of darkness is telling us that we must acquire as much as we can. We must be selfish, even if it means at the cost of someone else having less. We must have as much as we can. It is telling us that the moment we have riches galore, the moment we have got wealth which cannot be counted, then we will be honored. Then we will be regarded by people. Then we will be esteemed by people, and people will look at us and salute us no matter where we are. But we do not realize that that honor will soon lead to pride, which is the greatest sin of all. The moment a person becomes proud like Herod did, then the person cannot see anyone else. The person sees only competitors. The person sees only adversaries. The person sees only enemies. And the response or the reaction of that person is to kill, like in the case of Herod. The Lord, who is the Lord of the kingdom of light, is inviting us to selflessness, to give away, so that when we give, we ourselves become richer because of our generosity. We become more astute, we become more kind, we become more loving, and we are giving whatever we can afford to give to others so that they also share the joy that we have. We don't become selfless, we don't become selfish, we become selfless and reach out as much as we can. And that generosity, that detachment leads to maybe people not regarding us as they would regard the rich person. If we do not have as much wealth as we would like to, it is likely that we may not be regarded in society, but that contempt which people may have for us will then lead to humility. And so these two kingdoms are placed before us on the feast of the Holy Innocents. The first is the kingdom of Herod, the kingdom of darkness, in which we are called to riches, honor, finally leading to pride, and the kingdom of the Lord, the kingdom of light, leading from detachment and from poverty to contempt and finally to humility. There is another aspect today when we reflect on the feast of the Holy Innocents, and it is about the number of children in our world who are dying because of malnourishment, who are dying because they have been raped, who are dying because they do not have enough medicine, who are dying because they do not have enough water, who are dying because they do not have even one square meal a day. There is no need whatever for this to happen. It happens because of the people of the kingdom of darkness, because of the selfishness of a few who want to only acquire and gather and accumulate and not give, that these children are suffering a death which they do not really need to suffer. That they are not allowed to grow and live as all of us have been blessed to do. Our hearts, our minds, every fiber of our being must reach out to those innocents suffering in our world today. Unlike Herod, we might not massacre those innocents as he did, but we massacre them when we become selfish. We massacre them when we become self-centered. We massacre them when we will not share with others. We massacre them when we will not reach out in love. In that regard, we are not very different from Herod, whom we will condemn because he massacred the children. Let today be that day when we will make a resolution that unlike Herod, who wanted to accumulate and be honored, leading to pride, we will, on behalf of these innocent children, become detached, leading to contempt and humility. Let us share, even with one needy child. If one needy child becomes less because of us today, then we have celebrated the feast of the Holy Innocents. So let our reaching out be to the children in need. Let our reaching out to be to those who require our help, so that one smile on the face of one child will mean that I have celebrated the feast of the Holy Innocents in the best possible way.